Allis-Chalmers WD. The Allis-Chalmers WD was manufactured in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the heart of the agricultural machinery industry at that time. Between 1948 and 1953, more than 145,000 WDs were produced, bringing hope to farmers across the Midwest. The initial price was around $1,900, a significant investment when the average farmer's income at that time was only about $2,500 per year. But the WD paid off with its durability and superior productivity. Today, a used WD, depending on its condition, can cost anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000, and many still run as well as they did when they first arrived. The Allis-Chalmers WD was most popular in states like Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, where every mile of land was the sweat and toil of generations of farmers. WD stands out thanks to the unique power shift wheel system, which helps adjust the width of the rear wheels without complicated disassembly. Extremely useful when working on different terrains. A farmer I met in Ohio said that his family's WD has helped plow more than 50 crops through rain and sun, but still loyal and durable. WD is equipped with a 4-cylinder gasoline or diesel engine, 30 to 35 horsepower at the PTO shaft. This engine is famous for being easy to start, even on cold winter mornings. The gearbox has 4 forward gears and 1 reverse gear, light operation, not difficult for the elderly. WD's PTO is direct, easy-to-pull equipment such as lawn mowers, straw balers, or small plows. The entire frame weighs about 3,700 pounds. Sturdy, large rear wheels help grip the road, well even in rain or slippery clay. Maintenance is simple, and parts are still easy to find thanks to the vintage tractor enthusiast community that maintains a supply of spare parts. For family farms of 5 to 40 acres, the WD is strong enough to plow, compact enough to weed fences or pull trailers. The question I often get is the old WD still reliable? The answer is that, if properly cared for, the WD can still serve for decades. When choosing to buy a used machine, people should carefully check the PTO system, transmission, and engine, the 3 most important parts that determine the machine's life. An old friend in Kansas once told me that his WD is not just a tractor, but a member of the family, attached from his father to his grandson. The Allis-Chalmers WD is not just steel. It is a witness to many seasons, many sacrifices of our ancestors on this land. Many WDs still run smoothly on the old fields, where we used to hear the laughter of our fathers and grandfathers when plowing our homeland. Every time the WD engine sounds, it seems to evoke memories of a time when American farmers lived in harmony with the land and sky. If you have memories with WD or any other tractor, please leave a comment below. I always appreciate every story, every memory that you have experienced with those iron friends. And if you find the story useful, please share it so that more people can reminisce and be proud of a part of the history of the American countryside. Farmall Super A. The Farmall Super A was manufactured by International Harvester at its Chicago, Illinois plant. Between 1947 and 1954, more than 100,000 Super A's were sold across the United States. At the time, each one cost about $1,400, while the average farm family earned about $2,500 a year. For many families, it was a big investment, but the Super A proved to be worth every penny with its durability and high productivity. Today, on the used tractor market, a Super A can cost anywhere from $1,200 to $4,000, depending on its originality and condition. The Farmall Super A was most popular in small tracts of land in the South, from North Carolina to Georgia to Texas, where farmers needed a compact machine that could easily maneuver between rows of fruit trees or vegetables. The biggest advantage of Super A is the offset engine design. The engine is placed at an offset position, helping the driver easily observe the plant beds, weed, and hoe without fear of trampling on young plants. I remember an old farmer in Georgia said, "Super A is small but works hard, plows deeply and hoes well, has never broken down after many seasons." Farmall Super A is equipped with a 4-cylinder gasoline engine, with a capacity of about 16 horsepower at the PTO shaft. The engine is small but strong, easy to start, even on cold mornings or hot sunny days in the south. The transmission has 4 forward speeds, 1 reverse speed, light operation, easy to use for the elderly or women. Direct PTO works well with lawn mowers, weeders, small tractors, weighing only about 2,400 pounds. The machine frame is compact. The large rear wheels grip well on wet soil or sandy soil. Spare parts are easy to find thanks to the tractor-loving community. Farmall still maintains a full source of components, and maintenance is relatively simple. Just need to change the oil, clean periodically, and the machine will run smoothly again. Farmall Super A is extremely suitable for small farms, from 3 to 30 acres. It's powerful enough to plow and weed, yet compact enough to get into gardens and vegetable plots. People often ask me, "Can such a small machine do heavy work?" I always answer, the Super A isn't a big tractor, but it can do more than you think, especially when used properly. When buying a used machine, you should carefully check the cooling system, PTO shaft, and gearbox. I once witnessed a family in North Carolina, 3 generations sharing a Super A. From the time of the grandfather until now, the grandson still uses it to plow corn and pull small trailers. The Farmall Super A is not just a tractor. It is a beautiful memory of the American countryside. Every time the Super A engine starts, the sound reminds us of the days when our ancestors worked hard on this land, of the early mornings in the cornfields, in the cotton rows, a time when machines, people, and land were one, then silently together to create a prosperous harvest. If you have ever owned, used, or simply admired a Super A, please share your story below. Those will be precious memories that I, as well as the community of vintage tractor lovers, will always cherish. And if you find this video useful, please share it so that many people can reminisce about a part of the history of American agriculture. Ford 3000. The Ford 3000 was produced by the Ford Motor Company at its Highland Park, Michigan, plant and some assembly facilities in Europe. Between 1965 and 1975, more than 500,000 Ford 3000s were produced, rolling across fields from the Midwest to the South. When it was first introduced, the Ford 3000 cost about $3,500, while the average farm family at the time made about $4,500 a year. It was a big investment, but many farmers were willing to buy it because they knew it was a tractor that could carry their entire family. Today, depending on the condition, a used Ford 3000 can cost anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000. The Ford 3000 was most popular in states like Ohio, Iowa, Missouri, and Texas, where farmers needed a machine that was both strong and easy to maintain. The Ford 3000's main advantages were its durability, ease of repair, and ability to work on a variety of terrains. A Missouri farmer once told me, "The Ford 3000 was our farmer's workhorse, rain or shine. It worked without complaint." The simple design and easy access to machine parts made the Ford 3000 the top choice for farmers at that time. The Ford 3000 was equipped with a 3-cylinder engine, gasoline or diesel, producing 37 to 47 horsepower at the PTO shaft, depending on the version. The engine was famous for its durability and easy starting, even on cold mornings in the early season. The Ford 3000's transmission is typically 6 forward, 2 reverse, with an upgraded version having 8 forward, 2 reverse, and is light and easy to use, even for the elderly. The PTO is direct, suitable for lawn mowers, balers, small tractors, or other equipment on the family farm, weighing in at around 3,800 pounds. The machine has a sturdy frame and large rear wheels that provide good traction on wet or sandy soil. Finding parts for the Ford 3000 is not difficult, thanks to a large network of dealers and a vintage tractor enthusiast community that maintains a full supply of parts. The Ford 3000 is well suited for small to medium-sized farms, from 10 to 60 acres. It is strong enough to plow, pull carts, and weed, and compact enough to work around the barn. One question I often get is the Ford 3000 still reliable after all these years? My answer is always, if properly maintained, the Ford 3000 will still accompany you for many more years. When buying a used machine, you should pay attention to carefully checking the engine, PTO shaft, hydraulic system, and transmission. I once met a family in Ohio. 3 generations of people have used the same Ford 3000, from the time of my grandfather until now. It still plows the cornfield behind the house every day. The Ford 3000 is not just a tractor, but also a beautiful memory of many generations of American farmers. Every time the Ford 3000 engine starts, that deep roar reminds us of our father's rough hands, his hunched back at the steering wheel, and the fragrant smell of newly plowed land in the early morning breeze. A time when people and land became one, diligently supporting their families with their own labor. If you have stories and memories with the Ford 3000, please share them below. Those are precious memories that I and the whole vintage tractor community always want to hear. And if you find this video meaningful, please spread it so that many people can reminisce about a part of the history of the American countryside. John Deere 1020. The John Deere 1020 was manufactured by John Deere at its Waterloo, Iowa plant, a name that is all too familiar to farmers. From 1965 to about 1973, tens of thousands of 1020s rolled off the assembly line, hitting the vast fields of the Midwest, the South, and the Northeast. When it was first introduced, the price of a 1020 ranged from $4,000 to $4,500, at a time when the average farm family made about $5,000 to $6,000 a year. It was a big investment, but with John Deere, farmers believed that every penny spent was worth it in return for long-term durability and productivity. Today, a good John Deere 1020 can cost anywhere from $3,500 to $7,000, depending on the condition of the machine and the accessories included. The John Deere 1020 is most popular in states like Iowa, Illinois, Nebraska, where corn, soybean, and wheat fields stretch as far as the eye can see. The biggest advantage of the 1020 is its simplicity, ease of operation, and ease of repair. The machine is strong, has good traction, and operates stably on many types of terrain, from sand to clay. An Iowa farmer once told me, "My John Deere 1020 has been working for 40 years, through 3 generations, and it has never let us down." The John Deere 1020 is equipped with a 3-cylinder engine, available in both gasoline and diesel versions, with a capacity of 33 to 38 horsepower at the PTO shaft, depending on the version. The engine is easy to start, durable, and can withstand cold and hot weather. The popular transmission includes 8 forward gears, 2 reverse gears, light operation, suitable for the elderly. The PTO is direct, easy to combine with equipment such as lawn mowers, tractors, and balers. The weight of the 1020 is about 3,600 pounds. The frame is sturdy. The large wheels have good traction even when working on wet ground. Finding spare parts is not difficult because the John Deere 1020 is still very well preserved by the farming community and spare parts stores. John Deere the 1020 is ideal for farms from 10 to 60 acres, powerful enough to plow, pull carts, and weed, yet compact enough to work around the house and garden. One question I often get is the 1020 still reliable after all these years? The answer is always, if the machine is well maintained, it will still be with us for a few more decades. When buying a used machine, you should check the engine, PTO shaft, transmission, and hydraulic system. I once met a family in Illinois. 3 generations have used that 1020, and it still runs well, plowing and tilling the land every day, just like when my grandfather drove it. The John Deere 1020 is not just a tractor. It is a part of the memories of the American countryside. Every time the engine roars, it is like seeing the image of our ancestors next to the straight plowed furrows, seeing the cool mornings with the smell of newly plowed land, seeing a difficult but meaningful time between people and the land. If you have ever been attached to the John Deere 1020 or have memories of it, please share your story. I believe that each of your stories is a part of the living history of American agriculture. And if you find this video meaningful, please share it. Share so that many people can reminisce about the past. Massey Ferguson 135. The Massey Ferguson 135 was manufactured by Massey Ferguson at its Detroit, Michigan, and other facilities. From 1964 to about 1975, more than 300,000 MF-135s were sold in the United States and around the world. The price at that time was around $3,000 to $3,500, while the average American farmer earned about $5,000 a year. For many, that was a fortune, but they knew that every penny spent was in exchange for the durability and productivity that the MF-135 brought. Today, the price of a good MF-135 ranges from $3,000 to $6,000, depending on condition and accessories. The MF-135 is most popular in states like Texas, Georgia, and North Carolina, where farmers need a compact, powerful, and easy-to-use machine. The biggest advantage of the MF-135 is its simplicity, durability, and ease of repair. It is known as the never-tired machine, ready to work from dawn to dusk. An old man in Georgia once told me, "My Massey Ferguson 135 has plowed many crops, and it still starts as smoothly as the day I bought it." MF-135 is usually equipped with a 3-cylinder engine, gasoline or diesel, with a capacity of about 35 to 45 horsepower at the PTO shaft, depending on the version. This engine is famous for its durability and easy starting, even in the early winter morning. The transmission has 6 forward gears, 2 reverse gears, light operation, suitable for the elderly. Direct PTO, easy to use with lawn mowers, disc plows, and straw balers. Weighing about 3,800 pounds, the machine frame is sturdy, and the large wheels grip well on slippery or sandy soil. Spare parts are easy to find, thanks to the MF tractor enthusiast community, maintaining a rich source of parts and repair knowledge. MF-135 is an ideal choice for small and medium-sized farms, from 10 to 50 acres. It is powerful enough to plow deeply, pull carts, weeding, but still neat when working around the house, garden. Many people ask me, is the MF-135 still reliable? I always answer, if the machine is well maintained, it will serve you for decades to come. When buying a used machine, you should carefully check the PTO shaft, transmission, hydraulic system, and engine. I once met a family in Texas, 3 generations driving an MF-135, to this day still plowing their garden like the first time. The Massey Ferguson 135 is not just a tractor, it is a part of the memory of rural America. Every time the engine sounds, it is like seeing the image of our ancestors at the steering wheel, the hunched back of the farmer working hard on the plow. A time when land, people, and machines became one, together building a prosperous life. If you have memories of the MF-135 or any other vintage tractor, please share your story. I and the vintage tractor community always cherish those memories. And if you find this video useful, please spread it so that many people can reminisce about our past times.